Welcome to today's edition of the World Cup T20 review. Today is June 5th. With me is Ahmed Khawaja from Dubai. I'm Sadi Raza here in Dallas, Texas. We're working with DawnNews English for the Over and Out. How are you?
Very good, Sadi bhai. Tell me what's going on. How's the atmosphere like in Dallas?
So, things are picking up locally within the diaspora. And the good news is there's been storms intermittently for about a week, but tomorrow, clear blue skies, hot baking conditions should be around 90 degrees. That's Fahrenheit. I'll leave it to the folks at home to figure out Celsius. Everyone's excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be at the game as well. Let's go to today's game. There's just the one match, India-Ireland. We previewed that yesterday. I'm not necessarily going to talk too much about the pitch. Those who have watched the game can speak. I'm more interested in the lineup. We talked about this yesterday. It's interesting that they did go with Kohli and Sharma to start, and then Rishabh Pant one down. I thought their bowling lineups were also interesting. They didn't play Kuldeep, they didn't play Chahal. They played both of them in the warm-up match. And I don't know too much to take away from Ireland. Paul Sterling, I know he came out after the match. He said, well, the toss had a big effect. The wicket sort of, two-paced, uneven bounce. We sort of know all that. I think the big thing from takeaway for me for India is one, Rohit looked great with his pull shots, his hook shots, and then Rishabh Pant. Obviously, he's back, he's healthy, he's in form. Your thoughts on the game?
Well, I felt that they had played a very strange playing 11 today. Did India? There was no left-hand, right-hand combination in the top order. If you are to have Rishabh Pant in the batting lineup, why do you have him at 3? He's not a very technically sound batter. He doesn't have that outstanding intent either. Sanju Samson plays with intent. He has the orthodox technique as well, and he's a natural number 3. Rishabh Pant, more of a number 4, number 5, but of course Surya Kumar Yadav has that number 4 slot on lock. So if you were going to drop Yashasvi Jaiswal, then why didn't you go for Sanju Samson? Fair enough, you want the left-hander, but if the left-hander is not suited to that number 3 role, I felt it was a strange decision. And of course, not playing Yashasvi Jaiswal to have that left-hand opener up top, I didn't quite understand that tactic. And versus Ireland, if you're not going to play Kuldeep Yadav, then what is the point of having him? Why did you need 2 left-arm spinners in the side? Fair enough, why don't you make that decision between Ravi Jadeja and Akshar Patel rather than play them both? Maybe it's understandable that Ireland have a lot of right-handers in that batting lineup, but I felt that they played a very safe playing 11 here. Fair enough that they're persisting with Shivam Dube and the number 5 finishers role, but I just felt it was a very odd playing 11 that India had today. It didn't really answer a lot of questions. They were always going to win. Of course, when they won the toss on that grassy seaming wicket, they had enough bowling resources to get through the Irish, but I felt it left a lot of questions unanswered for that big clash coming up with Pakistan on Sunday.
I think with Sanju, again, like Simon Ayub, he didn't perform in that warm-up game. There is pressure on him. And I don't know how much to read into this lineup as we look towards Sunday, but we'll see. We'll see on Sunday. Let's quickly pivot to Pakistan. We heard yesterday Imad Wasim is injured. He's not going to play. I think more and more it is likely, having seen the wicket, they will go without Simon Ayub. It'll be Babar and Rizwan to open, Fakhr one down. Your thoughts on that, and how would you structure the lineup specifically with the bowling? Do you play Haris, Naseem, Amir Shaheen? You play 4 seamers?
Absolutely. The way the conditions have been going so far in the US, I think 4 seamers is the way to go. And we have 4 very high quality seamers as well. There will be pressure on the batting lineup with the likes of Shadab having to cover that Imad Wasim's batting. But of course, he has been very poor with the bat. Doesn't really show that application that we've seen for Islamabad United. He doesn't do that for Pakistan as well. Azam Khan is a big question mark as well. I think if Pakistan are to play 4 seamers, I do have a feeling that Azam Khan might get dropped and they'll go for the safer option of Usman Khan in that number 4, number 5 sort of position. I don't think they want to gamble with yet another all-rounder at that number 5 position. And I will be quite surprised personally if we see Azam Khan in the playing 11 tomorrow. Like you mentioned, Saim Ayub, it definitely looks like he'll be on the outside looking in for now.
Abrar tomorrow? Because if Imad is injured for Sunday, do you give him a run out tomorrow in anticipation?
Well, if we have the 4 seamers plus Abrar, I think that's a very long tail. I don't think Pakistan is going to risk that. I think they'll just bank on Shadab to use his experience to come through in these seaming wickets. I think being a morning fixture in the US, I don't think Abrar will quite get a look in tomorrow.
Perfect. Thank you. We'll try and do this from the ground tomorrow at the Pakistan India game. Um, Thank you very much.